Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, person of interest held in murder of St. Anne woman. A man listed as a person of interest in connection with the shooting death of 42-year-old Nadia Binns is in police custody. Binns was gunned down at her Helicon St. Anne home shortly after returning from church last Sunday. According to police, the man identified as Randy Teal was taken into custody on Friday following a dragnet in Discovery Bay in which 6 others were arrested. Police had previously issued a public appeal for Teal to report to the station for questioning about the death of Binns. It is understood that Teal and Binns shared a child together. Flight from Bay faces emergency after takeoff. Passengers aboard the Spirit Airlines flight NK270 leaving Montego Bay in St. James for Fort Lauderdale in the United States got the scare of their lives on Sunday afternoon as they braced themselves to potentially crash into the sea. The news understands that soon after takeoff, the unexpected happened. The pilot told us to prepare for a water landing and the highest emergency activated at MBJ, a passenger told the news. Luckily, however, the aircraft reportedly landed without incident or injury, but the shock that some passengers experienced will stay with them for a long time. We were told that the aircraft lost pressure. We eventually got a new aircraft and have begun to board, the passenger told the news. The news team was told that the flight crew were in panic mode, and so the passengers were equally extremely nervous. It was nerve-wracking, the passenger said. An official report on the cause of the incident was not immediately available, but videos from the aircraft were sent to the newsroom. PNP angry about JLP social media treatment of PJ. The opposition People's National Party has complained for a second time about its former president and Prime Minister, PJ Patterson, being slighted by the ruling Jamaica Labour Party on social media. In a press statement Sunday, the PNP called on the government and specifically Senator Dina Morris-Dixon, the Information and the Digital Transformation Minister, to urgently address the need for a comprehensive social media policy for government officials. This repeated call, which has gone unanswered, is essential to ensure proper management and oversight of government social media pages and to maintain the integrity of official communications, the statement said. It said the current call follows a Saturday night's incident involving a photograph posted on the Instagram page of Sports Minister Olivia Grange, in which the caption identified the current Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Minister Grange, but failed to recognize Patterson, the longest-serving Prime Minister of Jamaica. The statement drew attention to a previous incident in which Junior Foreign Minister Orlando Terrelong's social media page posted a photograph defacing the images of former Prime Ministers PJ Patterson and Portia Simpson Miller using emojis while leaving the images of JLP Prime Ministers untouched. Mr. Terrelong attributed this action to a staffer, yet the photograph remained on the page for several hours, causing significant public distress, the PNP said. In light of these events, the PNP is reiterating its call for a robust social media policy. This policy should, among other things, streamline official government sources, clearly differentiating between personal and official social media pages of government officials to avoid confusion. The public should be informed if a page is personal or partisan and not to be treated as an official government communication channel. Management of personal pages should not be funded by public resources, the press statement said. The PNP believes that a well-defined social media policy is crucial for maintaining the dignity of our public figures and the trust of the Jamaican people in their government. We urge the Honorable Senator Morris-Dixon to act swiftly in addressing this matter and to provide clear guidelines to prevent further instances of disrespect and miscommunication. MAJ urges authorities to swiftly get justice in journalist killing stem wanton violence. Police are patiently but doggedly following several leads in the case of journalist Job Nelson's murder. Nelson was shot once in the left side of his chest on Spanish Town Road at the Bumper Hall traffic light near St. Andrew Technical High School about 10:50 p.m. Tuesday. He managed to drive himself meters away to Collie Smith Drive, where his car crashed into a utility pole. A passerby rushed Nelson to the hospital, but he succumbed to the injury. We have been getting different stories, so we are just exploring all of them, but nothing confirmed yet really, Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, who is in charge of the Kingston West Police Division, told the news. There are lots of stories making the rounds, so we just have to dig into it. We are getting the help and the support of Major Investigations Division as well. We are not letting up, Phipps said. Nelson, who worked at a number of media houses in the past, was employed to the Gleaner at the time of his murder. On Wednesday, Press Association of Jamaica President Milton Walker described the murder as a senseless act of violence. At the same time, Prime Minister Andrew Holness expressed sadness, noting that Nelson was a fellow alumnus at St. Catherine High School. Job was not just a remarkable professional, but also a cherished member of our community. It is heartbreaking to hear that he lost his life in such a senseless act of violence, the Prime Minister said in a statement. Job and I shared the halls of St. Catherine High, which makes this loss feel even more personal. His contributions to journalism and his dedication to bringing the truth to light were commendable, and he will be sorely missed, Holness added, and extended condolences to Nelson's family, friends, and colleagues during this incredibly difficult time. He also appealed to anyone with information to come forward and assist in the investigation. The opposition People's National Party also reacted to Nelson's murder and described him as a cherished member of the media community who went the extra mile in pursuit of truth. His unwavering commitment to journalism and his courageous efforts have left an indelible mark on our nation. His dedication, diligence, and reliability were evident in his significant contributions across the Gleaner and Star publications, as well as various other media outlets over his 35 years of service, the PNP said. On Friday, the Media Association of Jamaica described Nelson's killing as another brazen and senseless criminal attack on our citizens, which has become commonplace in this country. The MAJ said Jamaica has lost a dedicated journalist whose passion was to educate and inform. It also noted that his murder has left a family grieving the loss of a loved one. We urge the authorities to swiftly investigate and bring to justice the perpetrators of this terrible crime, the MAJ said, and called on the country's leaders to be more steadfast in devising and implementing adequate measures to restore peace in our communities. On Sunday, the latest police statistics available on the Jamaica Constabulary Force's website for the period January 1 to May 4, 2024 showed a 56% drop in murders to 371 across the island's 19 police divisions when compared to the same period last year, when there were 427 murders. 6 divisions reflected an increase in murders in the corresponding period. Trelawney recorded 9 murders compared to 5 last year, St. Anne 25 murders compared to 24 in 2023, Portland recorded 5 or 2 more than last year. St. Elizabeth increased by 6 compared to 8 murders last year. St. Andrew Central increased by 9 from 14 murders, and the St. Andrew South increased by 1 murder, up from 32 in the same period last year. Since the last figures were released by cops, killings have continued to rage, 10 by the news count including that of Nelson. On Sunday, May 5, a music disc jockey was shot and killed inside a bar in Manchester. A 27-year-old man was reported lured to the Studio One Boulevard area in St. Andrew, where he was shot dead on May 8. On May 10, a 19-year-old music producer was shot dead at his house in St. Anne. 2 brothers were shot and killed on May 11 as they played a game of dominoes at a shop in Burnt Savannah, Westmoreland. A 39-year-old man was stoned to death, alleged by 2 people on May 12 in Westmoreland. On May 13, a female student of Catholic College of Mandeville in Manchester was stabbed to death. 1 man was shot dead at the corner of Union and King Streets in Montego Bay, St. James on May 15. On May 20, 2024, a 50-year-old woman was murdered in Commodore District in Linstead, St. Catherine, and on May 22, another woman was shot dead and several others injured on Shortwood Road in St. Andrew.